Hello, it is I, TheGamingDusty, coming to you from the future or the past. Who cares? I started this podcast terribly and ended it too early, so I'd like to put the missing information right here at the beginning. Number one, what is collecting dust? This is a bi-weekly podcast where we talk about video games, and we, at the end of each episode, will recommend a game that we'll talk about next episode. Now, this being the first episode means there is no previous episode that a game was recommended. Hence why we are all playing Call of Duty Vanguard as the main part of the conversation. At the end of this episode, which I cut off before I remembered, oh yeah, this is the main point of this, is Kane recommending Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. And at the end of that episode, I will be recommending a game that will be played in the third episode, and then the next episode will be Kane, and then me, and so on and so forth. Everyone else you hear besides Kane and I are guests. That's right, we have guests in the first episode, and I believe we have guests planned all the way through the third or fourth episode already. So, yeah, that's the information. I hope you enjoy the rest of this podcast.
Seems like too much work.
Nah, it makes it very easy to separate your audio tracks. You could just have your Elgato on one channel, Discord on one channel, your mic on one channel, the music or background sounds in one channel, and you can control all of that volume itself.
You're fun to have around, but I need you to not stand on my keyboard. Thank you.
I will stand on your
Oh boy. I tell you what, my nose feels pretty goddamn stuffed up.
Same, but that's just my allergies are
I
always...
was gonna say, this just feels like really bad allergies.
Yeah. So, I was thinking how I would start this podcast, right?
Yep.
And I realized that I just I'm a chaotic person at heart. So I've decided that I'm just going to start recording in the middle of a conversation. And that's what I've done.
A cold open.
And that's how we're going to... I'm just going to start randomly recording in the middle of shit. And that's going to be... It's going to...
Remember,
who knows what we were talking about?
Screen names.
Yes. Okay, so how shall we do this? Stop. What?
Toy House is really, really fighting me here. Because it's like, oh, look at that. You want to upload an image? Well, guess what? You can't, because we don't allow images that are under or that are over 4,000 kilobytes. I make really big pictures. My shit, the images I make are just stupidly enormous.
But that's good. I like it. I like getting giant art from you because it means if I need to use it for anything, I can, because it's big.
Infinitely scalable.
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately, this leaves issues.
you don't need Adobe Illustration if you find yourself an artist that just draws the size of
Discord's
16th Chapel all the time.
It's Toy House that's got issues.
I mean, Discord's fine when you pay for it.
It was fine without it. It's, it's just...
Yeah, but now you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so we're going to start from the top to bottom, and we're going to introduce ourselves. So, Fortis.
What's my name on here?
What's your name on here? Oh, yeah, you don't have a name you always use.
No.
Do you have what you'd like to be called?
I
guess. I guess just Fortis. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Do you not go by Dusty or what?
No, I do. Yeah, I do.
Yep.
I go by Dusty on everything.
He also goes by The Gaming sometimes.
I go by Mr. Gaming because I have a friend group where I'm not the only The Gaming, so I'm Mr. Gaming.
The Gaming Clean.
Yeah, The Gaming Clean, The Gaming Dust. There's a lot of nicknames for me out there on the internet.
Spoopy.
So yeah, at the top we got Fortis. Fort is a man.
Fort Knox.
Fort Knox. And below that we have KayyoticKhaos. That noise. And then you got me, TheGamingDusty, and below me we've got Wulfryk,
aka Night Pyrex, aka Papa Lizard, aka Big Durg, aka Big Gak. I got a lot of names.
They're mostly lizard or dragon named.
At least I'm consistent there.
The scales are there 100% of the time.
Yep. All scales all the time.
Okay, so let's move on. Now that that's out of the way, let me look at my giant list here. We're going to start with what have you all been playing? Again, top to bottom. Fortis, what have you been playing?
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Is that it?
Yeah, and For Honor.
Call of Duty and For Honor. Just Vanguard, or have you gone back to Cold War?
Vanguard and Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2, okay. Black Ops 2 is a very fun game. I like Black Ops 2. I used to not. I've warmed up to it more.
Yeah, Black Ops 2 is amazing.
Chaotic. What have you been playing?
Outlast 2 mostly.
Outlast 2. I've never played that, but I don't really like horror games. Is that one where you have a camera? Is that a camera game?
Yes. Yes.
Gold camera games. Are there anime women in it?
Anime women?
Yeah, there's a horror. There's a horror game where you have a camera, but it's anime art style as well. I forget.
Outlast is like, if I remember right, it's the original. You're defenseless. Here's a camera game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you literally can just hide and run.
I played Outlast 1. That was pretty freaky.
It's in a mental asylum, isn't it?
Outlast 2 mostly takes place outside.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. Outlast. Then me. I've been playing a lot. I've been hopping between a lot of games. I've been playing Halo Infinite, Call of Duty Vanguard. I have gone back and played a little bit more Cold War because why not? Skyrim. Been playing some Skyrim. Yes, those are all the games I've been playing.
Jeez, I didn't know you wanted us to list all of them.
Well, yes. I asked you what you've been playing, the games you've been playing.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Fortis even listed off 2 or 3. You just...
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you have more games to add? Add them here.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. Another game I need to play.
You know, new update, so jump back in Among Us a little bit.
Boogs.
And replaying BioShock Infinite for like the 1,000,000th time.
Okay.
So that's what I've been playing.
BioShock Infinite are all the BioShocks. BioShock Infinite's the one I've played the most, but I've never beaten it. I have all 3. I've never played the first or second.
Oh, 2 is my favorite. 2 is fun. You get a drill for a hand, and I can't really argue with that.
Wulfryk, what have you been playing?
Well, you see, I've been playing Call of Duty Vanguard. I've been playing Halo Infinite. I've been playing the Halo Master Chief Collection across all 5 Halos on it. I've been playing Animal Crossing and being in debt to a raccoon. It's kind of fun. I have been playing Skyrim because I was convinced to buy the fucking game again. Of course.
Is the 10th anniversary edition out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And if you have the special edition, you can get an upgrade that's cheaper than rebuying the whole game.
Oh.
Graphically speaking, it is the same game as special edition. They just added all the Creation Club stuff and fishing. Do not get it for fishing.
Oh.
It's very basic.
I was excited for fishing.
What else have I been playing? Quake Champions.
I haven't seen or heard from Quake in years.
Yeah, so they have a free-to-play Quake game on Steam. It's pretty cool. I play as a lizard. I'm sure nobody's surprised by that. But yeah, you move fast and shoot people with guns and die really quick and never win, ever, even against bots.
Yeah, I haven't.
And that's Quake.
I always forget Quake exists until someone else brings it up.
It's kind of like Doom, but with people, more people.
I mean, isn't the original Doom on the
Quake
it's by
is
the same company. I know that.
Yeah, Quake is the next evolution because in the original games, Quake was the first of them to actually do 3D, so it had environments with like upper platforms and shit. Doom just faked it.
Yes, Wolfenstein and Doom had their weird laser pixel art
sensor. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
It was fun though.
I haven't played in so long, I can't even say anything about it, to be honest. I just remember it's fast pace and you die fast and rocket jumps.
Yeah, I think that covers all the games.
Yeah, it is movement the game.
Yes, it's actually surprisingly fun about how quick it is.
Yeah, I only remember the things that it's most famous for. I don't remember any of the extra shit. I don't even remember what fucking guns are in it or the maps.
A rocket launcher.
I just remember I just know that rocket launcher because jump and weapons and stuff spawn on the ground.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, probably an opinion that I doubt many people have. I don't know. I've never looked into it. I'm gonna say it. The original Unreal Tournament was better than Quake.
That's gonna be the title of this podcast.
I like it. And Championship. All up to except for like the Xbox 360 era, they got really weird. Started doing stuff like, oh, you want big head mode? You kill people, and the more people you kill, the bigger your head gets.
That's weird.
Also hoverboards.
Huh.
That
is weird.
So when it hit that point, it was kind of...
Okay. Before we move on, any other adding on to games?
Pretty good.
Okay. Now, news. This is just shit that you might not even care about, but I found interesting or funny, so we're talking about it.
Awesome.
So number one, we're going to get a little nostalgic. Two of you might not even know what the fuck this is. I don't care. I'm excited. You remember Battlefield Friends?
No.
No.
You don't remember You don't remember the animated show on YouTube, Battlefield Friends?
No.
Oh, that's
what
we were
wait.
watching.
By Neebs Gaming?
Yes.
That is back. They're making a new season.
Oh, cool.
I just felt old because I forgot how long it's been since the last episode. The last episode was Hype Train getting ready for Battlefield 1. They were still in Battlefield 4.
Ooh, that's a while ago now.
Yeah. So they because Rooster Teeth ended up buying a lot of or Rooster Teeth's parent company bought Machinima. Basically, they were able to get that through a deal from Rooster Teeth because now Rooster Teeth has all their YouTube shit. So they're all the old ones they've been reposting all the old ones, so they're back up on YouTube, which cool. I've been binging them because they're just fun short little animations. And yeah, new season coming. I thought that'd be more exciting, but it's Battlefield Friends. I like it. The new Battlefield shit.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you can stick C4 to people's shields.
I love that hovercrafts can go up the side of yeah. They just go up building. You can grapple the smoke because smoke clouds are physical objects.
And the bullet bloom on a lot of the guns makes shooting anyone just a gamble.
Yeah.
I got to see clips of someone ADSing with the red dot literally on the torso of a person, and the bullets were streaking around them like they had some kind of force field.
Huh. I had not seen that one yet.
Yeah, I can send that to you later.
Yeah, I know. I know the map is a problem because it's a big old map, but everyone's in the center in the one building.
I know they neutered Levolution.
Yes, they did. They neutered that. There's a lot wrong with this game. And
yes,
I'm going to buy it tomorrow.
I will join you in that endeavor. Because I like to suffer.
Same.
In other gaming news, talking about another very recent release, Halo Infinite. The developers, 343, have seen all the people complaining about the progression system. Because for those of you that haven't gotten to play it yet, to progress in level in Halo Infinite, you only get experience for completing challenges. And that means once you're out of challenges, you're just kind of done. There's no reason to keep playing. And also, you don't earn experience just for being in a match and playing how you want. They saw the complaints, and they are working to change it.
That's good, because I know, especially with the Battle Pass, it's just been very slow XP growing. Yeah, that's kind of a problem Call of Duty Cold War ran into, is if you went for 100% and you really put your head down to it, a lot of people got it done in like a month, and they got their special, they got diamond on every gun, and there was nothing to do after that.
Reminds me of the Destiny 2 season Battle Pass thing. There are 90 some odd days left in it, and level 100 is the maximum, and I, who plays it maybe twice a week maximum, am at level 110. And there's still 95 days left, I think.
Damn. Yeah. Speaking of, we're going back to Battlefield a little bit just to force this segue. Speaking of a shitty game that was released, the GTA trilogy, the definitive edition, is terrible and nothing works. And yeah, it's terrible. I don't know if any of you have been paying attention to that one.
Oh, I've seen a little bit.
I've seen quite a bit on Twitter.
Yeah.
I know somebody who wants to get it on console, because that's the only platform they haven't heard anything bad on. But I keep telling them, if all the other versions are bad, what are the chances that one's not?
Yeah, no. And it's also you haven't heard anything for the console versions yet because it's not out yet. They did a different release for the consoles, I believe. I think the console editions come out in December. So yeah, right now it's just the PC editions, and yeah, it's bad on there. And if a game is that bad on PC, like engine deep problems, it's not going to be good on console. It's just not. Just porting a game to console isn't going to fix the rain rendering behind everything else. Or the fact that the AI upres ruined all the jokes on the storefront signs and shit like that. Or the fact that models were just obliterated. I don't know how that happened. The models for people look terrible. My favorite glitch I've seen in the game is there's a way that you can get the cars to get wider as you really quickly drive from left to right. So your car just slowly gets wider and wider. It's pretty funny. Okay. Have you heard any more news about Activision in general?
No.
Really? They're in deeper shit.
What?
So in like it's almost been a year since like California and the entire United States government sued Activision and has been looking into them, right?
Right.
Well, just recently, let me pull up the story for this one. I don't want to get it wrong. So right after that happened, Blizzard hired their first woman co-head to help with that. You know, they're like, okay, we just had this thing. Let's bring women into higher up positions. And she's already quit, citing that shit's still going on. And she was put in that position after they were being sued for that shit.
Oh, God.
No, it's still happening. It's still happening while they're being investigated.
You would think they would try to at least kind of figure it out.
Yeah, no. Apparently, its CEO, like the CEO of the company, knew what was happening, and there's now stories coming out of the CEO found out that a person that he liked, like the other one that came out was the main guy at Treyarch, who's been there since World at War and has been the head at Treyarch since then. He was a part of this, and the CEO of Activision kept him around, even though he kept getting complaints about him.
Oh no!
Because Call of Duty. So yeah, more stories come out about how terrible Activision and Blizzard are. It still sounds like it's mostly a Blizzard thing, but now that the story came out about Treyarch, it's probably gonna start looking like both of them are equally as bad.
I was gonna say this is gonna crumble very quickly.
Yeah. Okay.
That is very unfortunate.
Yes. Yeah. It's only been, like I said, not even a year. She was hired. She was put in that position soon after, and she's already quit, saying, "No, it's still going on. I've been treated like shit. I'm being sexually harassed. I think she's also gay, and people were still hitting on her.
Oh, great!
Like, yeah, it's just stupid. It's still stupid. It's so bad. And speaking of Activision, Vanguard has a free multiplayer weekend.
Oh.
Which is, as we'll get into, is not a great free weekend this early when the game is in the state it is.
That's a very bad sign.
Yeah, it's in fact, we are getting the most double XP ever right now, and they couldn't even get that right. There's 5 double XPs going on right now, but you wouldn't know that if you weren't on Twitter because it's only telling you that there's 3 of them. So as far as everyone knows, it's double XP, double weapon XP, and double operator XP. But there's 2 other double XPs that are actually there, but it's broken and not showing them. So
how do you mess that up?
I don't know. As well, with that and the free weekend, they've put in shipment. I like it. I think it's better than Modern Warfare 2019's, but everyone agrees that the one from World War II, it was better.
World War II's was just good.
World War II's was just the original map. They didn't change anything. Modern Warfare 29, they added a higher level, but only on a couple of the crates, so they became campy, right? This one fixed the camping problem because the higher level is mostly destructible, and there's walkways between all of them, and they're all within jumping ranges if there's not, so there's like a whole second level, but it's hard to camp because anyone else could get up there and get you just as easily. So the spawn trapping is not as bad as in Modern Warfare 2019. The camping's not as bad of a problem. It's just not as fast paced as World War II's because it's technically a bigger map.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fun. It's an okay map. At least it seems to be running okay. At least this time they got it correct, where when you click the 24-hour playlist, it keeps you in the playlist. They got that right this time.
Oh man, I remember me and Lad were playing multiplayer, and we kept choosing the Das House playlist because that's his favorite.
Yeah.
And so many times it just kicked us out of the playlist.
Yeah, it would
It's
only
like
keep
I
you.
couldn't find you people, so
Yeah, for some reason it would only put you in the first game. So, and that was confirmed. It was only keeping you in the first game. So if you got in after that, then it was just you got lucky and you kept getting it.
yeah.
Because it only guaranteed you click DOS House, you get to play it once. We will for sure put you in it at first. But no, they fixed that
terrible.
with the they fixed that. And well, of course, this episode's going to be mainly Vanguard related, so we'll get into that. But we got one more thing. This one I've already talked about with Chaos, but we're gonna. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. You ever heard of the game Multiverses?
No.
It's a Smash clone being made by WB.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it. I remember it.
And it already looks like it's going to be better and more fun than the Nickelodeon one.
I hope so, because the Nickelodeon one was the cornerstone of disappointment.
Yeah, there was no voice acting or anything. This one's confirmed voice acting. And in fact, just today, breaking news, Matthew Lillard is playing Shaggy in Multiverses, which means we are having Shaggy in a fighting game, finally. And I saw that on Twitter, and I immediately wrote it down, because that is awesome, and I cannot wait. Just Shaggy being the Shaggy I grew up with. They've already sold me. I'm buying the game.
As long as they
Sold.
don't put out NFTs.
Oh shit!
God.
Oh god! They just said they were doing that with The Matrix today, the new movie.
I know. I saw your tweet. It hurt my soul. They had one job.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. Feels bad,
Burger
man.
King's on the NFT train.
Yeah, everyone is. It's getting harder and harder to think like, oh yeah, I'll boycott them, because when everyone's boycotted, what am I gonna do?
Oh, you mean like Discord?
Yeah. The only company that has not said they're doing it yet is Activision, and I'm pretty sure it's because they're already in hot water enough. They don't want to piss anyone else off.
Steam.
Oh yeah, Steam has
Steam
said
put
like
out a
no
very
games.
funny statement.
What did they say?
The only NFTs they care about are nerds and fucking trash cans.
I approve.
And they said that they will ban any NFT
Yeah, I
games.
know there's a lot of games that are making it so you earn NFTs by playing, and Steam has said no to those. They have just straight up like, no, if anything that's worth real money, we can't do this anymore. We got in trouble with the whole CS:GO thing and like that. They're just not going to do it, which I think is good. I think the NFT stuff is going to start going down now. I think it's about to die. That is because the law has officially been passed that makes them taxable things. So technically NFTs are now money, which means even if you are given something for free, you now have to write down on your taxes, I have something worth $10,000, and then you have to pay taxes on that.
Oh god, that's terrible.
So I'm pretty sure it's about to die video game wise, because no one's going to, like, it's bad enough that's like, oh, my kid used my debit card to buy things in this game. It's like, oh no, my kid was given something for free and I have to spend taxes on it. It's like, no, it's not going to happen. I'm pretty sure video game wise, it's going to die, because the biggest storefront has just banned them, and they're going to be taxable because it's technically money now. They're just treating them like crypto coins. So, yeah, I've got a good feeling that's going to be cut off there, but who knows? Other than that, collectors are still going to collect.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about Vanguard more in depth. How should we do this? Let's do that. Fortis. What do you think about Vanguard? Give us your thoughts.
Vanguard is okay. It's not bad of a game, but definitely not the greatest. And needs a lot of improvements.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I can't talk about, how it runs for you guys, because I broke my bank in order to play, like, 2 video games.
Why?
Admittedly, bad investment. I don't know. Because I've been planning to buy one since, like, it came out, and then I was like, you know what, in August, I'm going to treat myself, and then I didn't, and I waited, and I woke up at 4 a.m. once to get in line for one and missed it. Really wanted to play Demon Souls with my boyfriend.
Damn Souls.
I did it all in the name of suffering through a masochistic video game with someone I love.
Was it worth it though?
I'm enjoying it so far. I wish there was more customization, because like menu themes are gone now, and that makes me sad. Also, Call of Duty Vanguard. It doesn't run bad, but I think it's got issues for other reasons.
Okay. Chaotic.
Yes.
What do you think about Vanguard? What you've played of it? Because I know you've had problems, and we'll get into that.
Oh my god. So many problems. When I get to play, I mean, it's pretty good. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. But I've had so many problems. I feel like I have gotten to play like nothing.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah. Did you ever get the campaign to download?
No.
Okay.
Well, technically, yes. Technically, it's downloaded.
It just won't let her play it.
It just will not unlock it. It shows that it's locked, but it's downloaded. Both packs are downloaded. It won't let me play.
Huh. That is weird.
You hear that? Activision, fix it.
Fix.
We know you're watching.
Yeah, I agree with you. It is when it's running well, it's a fun game. I'm actually really enjoying myself. Now, out of all of us, I play it the most. I have unlocked all 12 operators. I've gotten 2 of them to level 20 already. I've gotten one of my guns to level 70. Yeah, I'm really enjoying my time playing it, but on current gen consoles, it runs shit. It runs terribly. The packets are constantly bursting no matter what you do. Any setting doesn't work.
That's a problem on next gen too.
Yeah, the game is just constantly breaking. The latency problems, just constantly lagging out. I have to leave probably like 30% of the games I join, because all of a sudden I have joined and I can't even spawn because of how laggy it is. It just doesn't recognize my button inputs.
Oh, jeez.
And I have to just leave. It's like, well, I can't spawn.
Teleport across the map.
Yeah, it's really bad. And sometimes you'll be doing good, and just all of a sudden, halfway through, it just shits the bed. And I leave immediately. It's like, I'm not going to suffer through this to get this XP. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. I've been kicked from a few matches and have had problems partying with people. a lot of problems partying up with people. Other than that, performance-wise, it's been okay on the next gen.
Well, that's good. This definitely seems like the advanced warfare of this generation of consoles. Advanced Warfare was clearly better on PS4, but at that point, most people had on the PS3 still. That seems to be this game. The next Call of Duty, which sounds like it's going to be Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2.
They're
which
doing.
yeah, it's pretty much confirmed that that's what they're going to be doing, but it's Roman numerals, and of course the internet's like, we have to figure out how to separate them. So the whole name people are calling it is Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2. That's the.
I'm just gonna call it Modern Warfare II.
That's what I thought too, but I think because people like making fun of things, they're willing to do it the long name just to make fun of it.
Oh man!
But yeah, that next one, I'm betting that's going to be a PS5.
Oh yeah, it probably.
That's gonna, if they put it on PS4, it's gonna be the Black Ops 3.
I was gonna say it's gonna be so bad that it's not even worth looking at.
Yeah, so I'll probably be looking at a PS5
where like they've got entire models swapped out and nothing loads right, and
no campaign, and the multiplayer's barely running. Victory screens is just a bunch of floating torsos.
We actually get a lot of the final kill like show off things where people don't have heads or hands already. So
I haven't seen missing body parts on mine. It is either they're just straight up not there, they pop in halfway through, or it's like the camera has got snot on it and it's blurry. And I don't know how it blurs itself sometimes.
They sneezed in the camera.
Discord, what the hell? Okay. I was playing a while back, and this guy got the play of the game, and it did the little intro thing, except he wasn't there, and then it just skipped playing the play of the game. So it went straight to the game over screen with the, and back to the match menu.
Yeah.
And in the little game chat, the guy says, "I didn't even get to see my play of the game." Frowny face.
Yeah, it's running pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Oh. Yeah.
So,
speaking of the multiplayer.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I have an entire list of things I found that are problems. So I'm just pulling that up.
I don't have a huge list. I left myself a single abbreviated note. Hoo boy, it's fast. Death is fast. Everything is maybe too fast.
Yeah.
It's instantaneous, and there's kind of a problem where everyone who has the game right now has, starts off the game with 4 fully fleshed out variants of the most powerful assault rifle.
Yes.
And
that was they nerfed something to do with it today, the 44, but I don't know exactly what. I was using the gun today. I was still going on streaks, so I don't think it did a lot.
No, as someone who's enjoying LMGs, I'm still getting a run for my money in a range against the STG, and I don't know why.
Yeah. Yes. I'm going to slightly divert us, and I'm going to put us in a list here. So let's talk about the story. What do you think of the campaign?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's one. So broken, can't play it.
That's 2. So broken, can't play it.
Oh, Fortis, you got that too?
It's just locked. I can't even open it.
Oh, shit. Oh,
so I'll go over my experiences in the campaign then, because I do have a few things written down.
Same.
Firstly, I actually enjoyed the campaign for being a campaign. The final little bit was a little weak at the end of the last mission. A lot weak. Up to that point, I was having a lot of fun. I had a bit of trouble, I don't know if anyone else ever did, with the Kingsley mission. I really liked it because having D-Day from anywhere that isn't the beach is really cool. However, the mission was a tad bit unclear, and I tried to fight my way through a bunch of German people with a knife. I killed one, got a gun, and fought pretty well, but could not make it anywhere until about my 4th attempt where I went, oh, I should avoid them. I'm not getting automatically detected. I'm walking into the line of sight of someone I didn't know was there.
Yeah. I didn't have that problem. I ran into problems of I would try to do something and I wasn't standing in the right position for it to work.
Yeah.
For instance, in the final level, there's that point where you have to throw the grenade through the barrier and it blows up a bunch of canisters, which blows up the entire front of the building.
Yes.
If you're not standing in the right spot and you put a grenade in that building, it doesn't work.
Really?
Yeah. And like there's only like it's that storefront is made up of a bunch of like panels with a bunch of gaps.
Yeah.
The grenade only works if you put it through the middle gap.
Oh, that's the gap I aimed for, because that was the only one I actually noticed.
Yeah, there's a bunch of smaller gaps that are grenade sized. So if you're near one of them and you're like, oh, grenade in here, okay, it just doesn't work.
It doesn't trigger the cutscene gate.
Yeah, if you in that same part of the level earlier on, there's the flame. I'm gonna call him a flame trooper just because I don't know what else to call him.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're supposed to shoot him in the back and he catches on fire, if you do it too soon, it just doesn't work and it's funny.
Oh. Yeah. It did take a minute for him to do the thing.
It took a couple shots. And like he has to walk up to that barrier to start threatening your team, and then you can shoot him in the back and he'll blow up. If he's still walking, he's invincible. Nothing happens.
Aren't we all? Did you experience a problem with some of the cutscenes getting real choppy?
No, I did not.
Because some of mine ended up chugging pretty bad, and I didn't know why. Because they weren't like super resource intensive. Like the ones with all the explosions and stuff, those were fine. It was usually when people were talking to each other.
That's interesting.
I do have one mission in particular that I didn't enjoy.
Okay.
That was the airplane flying mission.
Really?
Yes. So I like airplane games. I like dogfights. It felt like I was controlling a brick, and I had a harder time flying this plane than a Battlefield 1 plane, and I crashed those immediately. Somehow it feels worse than... I mean, Halo Reach did a better flying a thing, shooting things mission. It felt like there was so...
That was a fun mission.
It was a fun mission. It felt like there was so little control of this airplane, and I never felt like aiming was very doable.
Yeah. I agree that I liked the idea of the mission, but the flying portion specifically, I'll agree. It seems like they made the flying terrible, just so when you do the dive bomb, you always barely miss what you're bombing. To the point where if you when you're diving at you're diving to drop a bomb onto a carrier.
Yep.
Yeah, and you can only drop a bomb like when you're 50 feet away from it, and then you have to pull back as hard and fast as possible.
If you don't start pulling up immediately, you will crash, by the way.
Yeah, I've done that 15 times. It took me 15 tries to do it the first time. I just kept running into the ship.
Yeah,
the controls were terrible.
It's so sad to me because I liked the idea, and World War II planes are cool. but it felt like I was driving a brick on ice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll agree that that character's mission later on, where he's out of the plane, I liked that part better. Where he's with the 93rd Regiment and all that.
That was a fun mission. I got some good laughs out of it.
Yeah, they get into at that point you had colored regiments and all that. It's a cool little piece.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of my problems with the campaign come down to there's a lot of scripted areas, like I was saying, that you are just broken sometimes. Sometimes they don't give you enough ammo. There's that point where it's early on. You get off the train. So this is either first or second level. You get off the train, and the enemies throw down smoke, and all of a sudden they start charging. When I got to that point, I had about 7 bullets. So I just kept dying.
I didn't run into that issue.
I had to, as soon as I loaded in, eventually I was like, I have to leave the battlefield and walk backwards and hope to find some guns on the enemies I've shot previously, because I used too many bullets, apparently.
I do trade out guns fairly often, so that might have been why I didn't get that issue.
Yeah, I
know as soon as they threw smoke, I just dropped 2 grenades in the doorway.
Yeah, for me it was the grenades worked for the enemies, but the dogs were usually already out by then. It's like, okay, I have 7 bullets and there's 3 dogs I have to shoot.
And
so I'll get one of them. Yeah, I'll get one of them, and then I just die because the other dogs got to me. So finally, I walked back far enough. I found a car with a good 20 bullets in it. I was like, thank God that this man had this gun.
And then the struggle of a bolt-action rifle against a running dog.
Yeah, but I like the car. I actually use it a lot when I see it. I pick it up. So once I had enough bullets, I was like, okay, I can do this. Did you think the campaign was too short?
It did feel a little reminiscent of Battlefield 1 and 5, where it's kind of a short gig. I liked the missions that I had, but they did feel kind of piecemeal. It'd be cool if there was a larger story to it.
Yeah, there's only 9 levels and an equal amount of like little movies. So like 50% of it is just straight up told to you in movies. And my biggest problem is the story doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
The rest of these problems I would be fine with if the story made sense to me. But it's like this story's purpose was 2 things. One, it takes place during the time Hitler killed himself, but the Nazi regime was still trying to continue. So one guy decided he's going to rise up, and you're trying to kill him, right? You're trying to kill him so the war ends. But it's also like, this is where our special units started, right? This is the first special unit of just a few people, but all of them have their expertise, and together they can pretty much do whatever we need them to.
Yeah.
My biggest problem is, so you wait to tell the other teammates why you chose each other when you're captured.
Well, usually when they're telling those stories, it's somebody else being like, no, don't you remember? This is why they're here. Because Kingsley seemed to know why everyone was here.
Yeah, because Kingsley chose them. But usually you'd think like you'd wait until everyone knows each other and trusts each other to do missions. But most of these missions, a couple of the characters hate each other.
Yeah, like, I got the feeling that it was really a last-minute team.
Yeah.
But these people, because I mean, they were definitely qualified to do what they were doing. It's just only Kingsley knew that.
Yeah, so it's like, we've been captured by the Nazis. So now, while we have enough time, let me tell you why I chose all of you and why you should trust each other. It's like, this is step 1 of before you do anything. Right? This is okay. This is like the basic movie of you meet all the characters and then they all are in a meeting together. And there's you are good at this thing, so we're gonna have you do this. And everyone goes, oh, he's good at that. Okay. And then you build off of that later on. It's like, no. The end of the story is everyone trusts each other now. It's like
it almost
been
feels
step one.
like there was a front half of the game that's missing.
Yeah, it really does. It honestly, I don't think it feels like a front half. I feel like this is they ran out of time, and this is both the front and the middle half.
Yeah, they had to condense.
Yeah, I feel like the train is like the middle of the story, but then they ran out of time, and they had like, oh shit, we have to put character motivation in the last half of the story to make it short, to make it work. Yeah. Because it's like at first I didn't think anyone hated each other. The train mission is everyone's working together pretty well and yelling at each other, as in like, hey, you do that, I'll do this, I'll cover you, already establishing what each other's good at.
Start up until they were captured already?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden Portnova's like, I hate the pilot, fuck him. It's like, why? Why do you...
Well, they did think he ran away.
That is true, but again, you would think that before this happens, you would have more trust in...
Yeah.
Because it seems like all it took is one mistake, and it's like Portnova just hates him. It's like... And of course, it seems like the other 2 or 3 characters are trying to tell her, like, no, we believe in him. We think he's doing this because this is what he would do. And it turns out they were correct, by the way. He was doing what they thought he would be doing. It's just she was like, no, I have to go on hating the pilot mode now.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
So, speaking of Lady Nightingale, I've heard you've got some opinions on her and her mission.
I hate her. She is so... I've never been a fan of the kinds of characters that are just sad the whole time. Right? Like, there's a lot of characters that are sad the whole time, but still have some things about them that make them good to be around. It's like, no, she is so sad or upset and mad all the time that she has a line where she's happy that she's in the war because she gets to shoot Nazis, because that's the one thing she has in this world anymore. It's like, oh, you are so edgy.
I never got the sad angle. Like, she was sad because her father and brother are dead.
Yes.
But the way that came off to me was she kind of carried it with that sniper rifle as almost a guilt.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She's the type of character that it's almost like she's blaming everything on herself, and therefore she's becoming a worse person because of it.
Yeah.
But there's no, like, at the end, there's no, like, you know what, I'm okay with blah, 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 or something. It's just that the game ends and she's still a miserable person.
Well, the game ends and she's still like, I want to kill more Nazis.
Yeah, it's like, or we could not.
Gameplay-wise, I really enjoyed those missions.
I liked the first half of her missions.
I didn't like the smoke deploying guys, but the stealth and being able to do the weird crouch run through corridors, I think is a really cool thing.
Yeah, I liked them until her brother died, because then you lost... Well, you didn't lose her ability, but it became less...
Yes,
it didn't make as
less
much
realistic.
sense.
And
it's like, you're just wasting your... Like, throw something. I would have made it so she throws something shiny.
Yeah.
Not just, hold a knife in my position, so they'll shoot my arm.
He also allowed for some humor, because he was funny.
Yes. The last mission with her, where she's alone and you are playing hide and seek.
Hide and stab, yes.
Yes. I liked the ending of that, but that first half where you're in like a 5-story building just slowly killing people as they snipe you. And you try to climb a wall and you get shot down every time because you don't know where someone is.
Every time you make progress, there's a cop-out.
Yeah, especially that one level. That one part
Well, yeah, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go up this wall, get shot, and gotta fall back down. Oh, I'm gonna go through this sneaky side path. Oh, guy fucking Kool-Aid Man's through the wall.
Yeah.
And then, oh, I'm gonna sneak this way. Guy drops out of the ceiling?
Yeah. Yeah, just all the time. It's like, no, like it's the illusion of choice. Usually Call of Duties have a little choice where it's like there's maybe a way to go make it easier. It's like, no, in that level specifically, no matter where you go, you're being shot from behind or someone just appears to fuck you up. Yeah. So you just end up having to sit in a corner slowly sniping everyone, and maybe eventually you will have cleared enough people that a space opens up a little bit, and then you have to sneak through that. And if you make any sudden movement, someone's going to be able to see you in the vent and shoot you in the vent anyway.
Now, giving that enemy what he finally fucking deserves is really satisfying. Speaking of illusion of choice, the end of the game.
Yes.
Chase down the guy. Get him. Up to this point, everyone has wanted to kill him. The game never once tells you we're taking him alive.
Yeah.
And then he gets in a Jeep and is very exposed. Unfortunately, if you shoot him in the back of the head, like I know I did.
I did too.
The game goes, no, you're not supposed to do that.
You're supposed to chase him. It's like,
but it doesn't matter anyway.
But I thought we were trying to kill the current leader of the Nazis. Like, yeah, I did the same thing. There's a bunch of people in front of me. I see his head poking out of the Jeep. I'm like, I'm going to shoot him. And then I can get to his body after clearing out these guys. Like, shoot him, gray screen. You're supposed to chase him. We're restarting you. Like, what? Excuse me. Yeah, and then at the end, you chase him down, and they give you another non-choice. Oh, non-choices in this game. I hate them. He tells you, wait, I have all the information you need. Don't kill me. Portnova's like, no, we should kill him. And she hands you a lighter after dousing him with gasoline. And you have the choice, burn him or no, right? So she lights a cigarette, starts smoking, she hands you the lighter. And you can, and the only one option comes up, burn him. But you can wait, and it doesn't, and you don't. But then Portnova throws her cigarette on him and burns him anyway. It's like, why give me the choice? Just have him burn. Don't tell me to burn him, to then program an ability for me not to burn him, just to then burn him. What the fuck? What is that? Why? I hate it. I hate that so much.
I know you've been calling her Portnova the whole time, but her name is Polina.
I think Portnova another character in the multiplayer?
Portnova is from Cold War.
Cold War. Shit. Call of Duty. I have to Google who Portnova is now, just so I know.
She's from the multiplayer of Cold War, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, she's the character I always use. She's the Russian chick with the red hair.
Yes.
Awesome.
This is a different Russian chick with red hair.
Fuck. Call of Duty. Vanguard. There's another sniper in the multiplayer. Who is she? I need to know her name now.
It might also be Polina.
No, there's two of them. You can play as Polina, and there's another one. Operators. Shit. Where? No, fucking fine. Accept cookies. I'll take them. I don't give a shit. I'm done. I'm not paying for your fucking website. Terrible. Anyway, there's. I'm sorry for calling her Portnova. You're correct. It's Paulina or Lady Nightingale. Duties.
As my small positive notes for that final mission, though, I really thought it was cool the way that final mission brought together every ability that it had shown you through the character's background gameplay.
I ran into another bullet problem. I ran out of bullets again.
That's clearly a you problem, because I didn't have that problem.
This time, this one was the first time I don't know what fucking happened, because I even walked backwards. In that area, if you run out of bullets, there's no, you know how in the campaign there's those boxes you can reload at? There's boxes all over the place that if you get you can fully reload. In the one area the first time, there's not one. In the second area there is, and I just passed it, and then I fucked myself. So I'll admit that the last one is my fault, but I went back looking for ammo the first time, and there was no box.
Did you check the bodies?
Yeah, that's where I eventually found the gun with enough bullets I needed.
The game tells you that you can look at bodies, and some will let you press square, and you can loot them for ammo.
Yeah, I did. Just that first, I don't know why I ran out of bullets the first time. The second time, it was really, I am the pilot. I forget his name. And I just run out of bullets, and I think he uses the Type 100 or something like that. I just ran out of bullets.
The Type 100 is the Chinese LMG. You can pick that up.
I know
it's a really fun.
I know in the multiplayer it says that's his favorite weapon, which I do find funny.
But yeah, when I picked it up in that mission where you can,
yeah,
I don't blame him for loving it.
Yeah. But yeah, the second time was my fault. There was a box. Eventually I remembered, oh yeah, there's boxes, and this is a big area. I guarantee there's one, and sure enough there was. But there was 2 or 3 times where I just run out of ammo while being a pilot who can see through walls, and everyone would kill me because I ran out of bullets, and they can apparently see me through walls as well.
Don't you know your wall hacks go 2 ways?
Apparently.
Okay. I think that relatively covers the campaign, unless you have any other points you want to bring up.
No, my main problem is the story is a little whack with its pacing. It's just too short. But I mean, this game was made less than a year, or less than 2 years, so I understand. Doesn't mean it's good, though. I understand why it's not great. I wish it was better.
Agreed.
Let's get Fortis into this conversation. Fortis,
it's zombie time.
Tell us about the zombies. Did he fall asleep?
Professionalism at its finest.
Fortis! Fine, we'll move on. Chaos!
Fort Knox. Anyone.
Yes.
Let's talk about the multiplayer while Fortis is gone.
He's fucking dead, yo.
He's fucking dead.
He's gone.
He's gone. Let's talk about the multiplayer. We'll start with you. What do you think of the multiplayer?
Honestly, it's fine. It's not my favorite. I feel like I spend more time fighting the game to work than actually playing the game.
I understand how you feel.
So, yeah. Especially when like hosting a party or joining a party. Oh my god,
yeah.
You have to switch between people because it never works.
Yeah, this seems to be a problem that has come from Modern Warfare 2019. That was a problem in that game, and it seems to have persisted in the last 3. Like Cold War picked it up despite it being a different engine, and then this one's the same engine, and a bunch of bugs from Modern Warfare have come to this one, which we'll get into. I have made a list of all the bugs I found.
Do tell.
So Modern Warfare 2019, there was a shield problem where the shields would get bugged and they would be invincible. That's in this game.
Right.
But at the same time, so when they have it out in front of them, there's a possibility that it's too good and you cannot kill them even if you're shooting them in the back. But if the shield's on their back, it's broken the other way where it's turned off, so it doesn't protect your back if you have the shield on your back. And it doesn't work. So be very afraid when the shield is out. And if you have a shield just to have it on your back, it's not working right now. So there's no point. A lot of other things I've noticed is until Shipment came out, the not the sniper rifles, but the marksman rifles, they are very underpowered.
Yeah.
Even World War II was better at making them okay. Like you could do well with them. Before Shipment came out, you could not. A lot of people are bitching about the how the weapons are in this game. A lot of people are saying shotguns are too good.
No.
Yeah.
Shotguns are inconsistent.
Shotguns are only good on DOS House and Shipment because they're small maps.
Yeah.
So just because you play just because 2 of the 17 maps in the game make shotguns good does not mean shotguns are overpowered. But that's how people
they're
think.
definitely not the shotgun secondaries of the previous game.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I would say the Marshals are still worse than any shotgun in this game. The Marshals in Cold War were worse than any shotgun in this game.
Yeah, they were pain.
Yeah. So yeah, apparently they've confirmed they're going to be nerfing the shotguns. They're going to be terrible.
They were literally almost usable.
Yeah, they were only usable because after launch they added 2 small maps. Congratulations, you made shotguns decent because two of 17 maps were small. Any other map, you get into quick play, you have a 2 in 17 chance of that gun being shit.
If that, because it favors the other. I end up on other maps so many times more often.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. That Shipment is good. It seems I haven't seen a lot of people grinding, or I've seen nothing but grinding. You see some weird ass guns on Shipment, which is good. A DOS House is very much STGs and shotguns.
There may yet be room for my MG42.
oh yeah, no. I picked up the dinner plate and I got 104 kills on Shipment.
DP27 is a good gun.
Yeah, that is my favorite one. I picked that up because it was the most damage, and I got into one of those glitches, spawn trap problems where you spawn into death, but I was the death. It was in my favor this time, and it felt so good. I felt so sorry. I just stood in the crate and mowing him down. It's like, I agree this game is broken, but I need 300 kills with this gun to get a new operator. So you're gonna all suck it.
If you really want to mess with your head, the Type 100 with iron sights, because they're side mounted like the Bren, but they're on the other side.
Yeah, no, I tried that one first. It blocks too much of my view.
Once you get an optic on it, it's pretty solid.
I can't. It was too big, and I thought it wasn't as powerful like the dinner plate. Man, that's it. That one has the most power behind it.
That's because it's Russian.
Yeah. It's good. It was good.
Happy to hear some love for the LMGs.
Yeah, snipers are also good.
I haven't played with them very much yet.
Oh, they're so good. They're usable.
Good.
They're so good. Again, you needed to get 200 kills with a sniper to unlock one of the operators. And I got that only in a couple games. Even on Shipment. Shipment is just big enough that if you put on like iron sights and stuff to make it lighter, you can quick scope in this game. Which is good because each operator has challenges, and I've been trying to do all those challenges well, and that operator, once you unlock them, is you need 50 quick scopes. Oh, got that in 2 games, no problem. No problem. Just you can run around with snipers and just pop shots off. It's fun.
I'll have to try it.
Yeah, basically what I'm getting to is there's a lot of weird glitches like the shields, but when everything aligns and the game runs how it should, this game's pretty good multiplayer wise. I'm enjoying myself with Vanguard. Too bad that's only, 30% of the time. Usually I'm quitting a game because it's lagging or the game crashed. I've had my console do full crashes. Like, I think it's crashed 4 times. Just a whole console.
Oh, God.
It just locks up the PS4. Yeah, full on, pull the power out of the back of it, wait a couple seconds, full on, hard crash.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. I wonder if Fortis fell asleep at his computer. First episode, someone fell asleep. Come on.
That's the title.
I'm gonna text him just to see if I can. Maybe I should call him.
He muted us.
Do you have a favorite map yet?
Shipment.
I haven't gotten to play Shipment, but it's probably my favorite.
Yeah, Shipment, the bottom half of the map is unchanged, but they added a bunch of stuff where you can climb on top, and there's a bunch of all wood crates that slowly get destroyed. So by the time, like, halfway through, all of a sudden, kill streaks start raining down, they're gone. And it's just open up there. Yeah. Yeah, it also makes taking B more possible because you can be on top of B and still capture it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so it's more possible of, you'll hear taking B, and you have to remember, if I don't see them right away, they're above me. They're above me. Yeah, taking B is more possible, and it's more possible to keep B. Yeah, spawn traps are still a problem, but not as bad as Modern Warfare. The spawn traps seem to be the worst on Domination, because once you get stuck with one flag, that's where you spawn. But every other game mode is, spawns do tend to flip when needed. Do you have a favorite map so far?
Who?
You. Either.
Oh.
Have you played Das House?
Yeah.
It's okay. I think it'd be better if people weren't shotgunning the whole time. I could deal with the STGs, the shotguns on that fucking map.
Got a pretty interesting favorite map so far.
What is it?
The Submarine Bay.
Oh, I hate that map.
So does everyone else I know.
Your opinion is trash, and you should feel bad.
No, that's okay. See, I've got a very special version of the MG42 with a long barrel and a night vision optic. It's not thermal, it's night vision, which means everything's grayscale, and for whatever reason, I can see enemies better. And I use deployable covers.
My problem with that map is it's too big.
Not for my gun.
It is too big height-wise. There's about 3 maps worth of area stacked on top of each other. You've got the very bottom, you've got the middle where the actual sub is, and then you've got up another whole story with all the windows.
I will actually be right back in just a moment. It's not very professional of me, but I haven't eaten.
Someone's already fallen asleep, so I don't know what the problem is. So Chaos. What?
Yes.
We've been talking a lot. How do you think about multiplayer? What do you think about it?
Honestly, okay, I'm a very casual Call of Duty player, so I don't really have much to go off of. But I think I like it better than Cold War.
Okay.
So far.
Did you like Modern Warfare that came out 2 years ago?
No.
No? Interesting. I think you'd like it if you went back to it, because it's the same engine. It feels the exact same. This game, if you played Modern Warfare a lot, this game feels the exact same. It is very clearly that game, but they just put a bunch of World War II shit in it.
Okay.
I personally think I like Cold War a little bit more. I think this game is smoother and feels better, but at least this early in the game's life cycle, there's a lot of content, but most of the content just seems meh.
I have to say, like, for me, it depends on the map for both games.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like both this game and Cold War had so if you don't know, this game and Cold War were majorly rushed.
Yes.
After Black Ops 4, Cold War started being in development. Sledgehammer. I always call it Sludgehammer. I don't know why. Sledgehammer and Raven Software were supposed to be making a game. It looked like it was going to be a Vietnam game, but then they never got work done. And it got to the point where they only had 9 months for their game to be done, and there was not a game. There was no game. So
they did not play nice together.
Yeah, so it sounds like I don't know for sure why it was Raven who was chosen to fast track Treyarch's game. I would like to think Treyarch was able to choose, and they said, "Fuck it, Sledgehammer." That's my headcanon. That they chose Raven, and like they were both lined up for like your dodgeball teams, and Sledgehammer was left alone in their sandbox with their shitty Vietnam game that they were being dicks about. And so yeah, that's basically what happened. Cold War felt okay, even though it was made in 2 years, because you had 2 Team A's working on it. So with that many people, you need another 9, almost 2 years into just a year. You know, they cut their time in half. They rushed the game, but they had a ton of people working on it. This game was and then Vanguard is last minute. They made a World War II game, and they made it mostly themselves, and they had a year and 9 months to do it. And it feels like it. It definitely feels like Treyarch made the right choice, where Cold War didn't have a lot of content at first. It wasn't until like season 3 or 4 of Cold War that the game felt complete. But at least the whole time it ran well. You know, its launch was a little rough, like most Call of Duties, but you could tell they went for quality over quantity. Meanwhile, this game is clearly quantity over quality. 20 maps at launch, that's cool on paper, but the game doesn't run, my man.
Yeah.
I can't play these maps because the game doesn't work.
And there was also a whole lot of, hey, look at our new engine. You remember this one? You miss it?
Yeah, it's very much seems like last minute they were like, we need to make a game as fast as possible, which means we could just rework Modern Warfare and then make maps and assets for it. You know, that's very clearly what happened. They had to learn to use a new engine, but in doing so, they could use a lot of what the previous game had used. You know, it would not, you know, the only significant difference between the two is running through walls. Everything else is the same. Yeah, it is fun, but like even the glitches have made their way here. It is very clear that they took somewhere in the vaults at Infinity Ward, there was a version of the game that had very little assets, but they had all of the mechanics down, and they gave that Sledgehammer.
Like they took Modern Warfare and put it in a World War II costume.
Yeah, that's it. And I liked Modern Warfare, so I don't have a problem. I like the way this game feels, but it doesn't run well. And they're trying to be like, oh, but there's a good amount of guns and 20 maps, 17 of which are just a normal multiplayer. There's 17 maps there. It's like, yeah, but look at the zombies mode, which we'll get into. It's terrible. Your short campaign is a 6 out of 10 at most. It's just okay. Above average, at least there is a story that you can understand. Black Ops 3. Yeah.
I'll agree with a 6 out of 10 on the story. I think your opinion on the zombies is a little off, but I played it with a friend, so
I've never been a zombies fan, but even as that, I don't like it. And it seems like most people who like all the zombies YouTubers seem to be on my side, which I find very funny because I'm never on the same side as them. But you know what? We're on the same side now, so I welcome my brethren in hating Vanguard zombies.
No, I think
I
it plays
don't think
okay.
it's as bad as you think.
Oh, he's back. Hello. How are you? How did you fall asleep?
Yep.
What woke you up? Zombies?
We started talking
Yeah.
zombies. We heard you kiss the game from the other side of sleep.
Hold on, Dusty's shitting on zombies. First of all, Fortis, we're talking about the multiplayer. How do you feel about that before we move on to zombies?
Multiplayer, no. Well, I mean, it's fun, but I kind of don't like it, I'm gonna be honest.
Really? Okay. I think that's fair. Modern Warfare was already a game that you either loved or hate. I liked it. One of my favorite Call of Duty YouTubers, Nero Cinema, he hated it. And he likes Black Ops 4. I did not. Those two seem
Ew.
to be those two seem to be the big like you either loved or hate games. So the fact that Vanguard is like if not 50%, like 45% Modern Warfare, it's it I understand why if you didn't like that game, you wouldn't like this one. If you didn't like Modern Warfare, Vanguard is not going to be the game for you.
Vanguard is 2 Modern Warfares and a World War II coat.
Yes. Yeah, it is very much like an early build that they just built on top of Modern Warfare 2019. The mechanics that were already there work well. That's the thing is all of the problems seem to be like server side or
Yeah.
anything they added. Like the mechanics themselves work well, but that's because that was Infinity Ward. Like that's their work, not you. So what the other team did 2 years ago, that stuff is still good in my opinion. The rest of it, it's okay. I have fun with it though. I'm enjoying my time with it. There's a lot more. There's a lot more content than Cold War, and that's why I'm already having more fun like grinding stuff. Because in Cold War it was just camos, but now it's like no, there's special costumes and stuff that you already are already in the game that you can unlock. What do they call it? The camo that you get for getting diamond on everything. In this game, it's called Atomic, but I forget. Yeah, I forget what they call it in Treyarch games, but that's what most people call it. There's skin versions of those for all the operators. If you get operators all the way to 20, you get a skin for every character, and it looks cool. There's just a lot more incentive of play this game, level up everything. Cold War didn't really have that, and I've always called Call of Duty a loading bar simulator because that's what Call of Duty is. You shoot things to get those level bars up to 100. That's Call of Duty.
The weapon skins are pretty bad.
They've grown on me. They've grown on me. I still think they're a little big. But the designs of them I think are okay. It's just maybe scale them down a little bit.
They feel very slapped on and out of scale.
Yeah, for me it's the out of scale thing. As for the slapped on part, that gets fixed when you start adding your own attachments to it. I don't know if you've noticed that, but the camo covers the whole base gun, and then when you start adding like special stocks on, you start seeing some black pop up. So when you make your own class, there's a lot more non-camoed stuff on there.
So then, on to zombies before we lose Fortis again.
Yes, Fortis, don't fall asleep again.
I'm sorry, you guys are nerding out so hard.
I'm sorry.
That's a podcast.
Yes. So let's talk about zombies. We'll lead with you because you're the zombies professional out of us. What do you think of zombies?
It's pretty good, despite it has a lot of bad things.
Okay.
because like I think it's hated on a little too much. I mean, I think it's pretty fun actually.
I
It
agree.
does have some bad qualities, but I would play it multiple times.
Okay. Wulfryk, what do you think of it?
Well, 1 second. I had to chew my food enough not to die when I swallowed it. I think, well, first off, I could see myself actually sitting down with some friends and playing it, which, generally speaking, I couldn't say for other zombies. As weird as it is, I like having the kind of the missions that you got to do to, cause the next round to happen, because it gives you time, and I always panic when I'm rushed. So I'm able to make decisions and find the different power-ups and get my free sample of everything. So I feel actually prepared to face, the giant stupid zombies when they throw them at me. Yeah, I think it's all right. My only complaint would probably be the constantly repeating background dialogue.
Yeah, I
'Cause
can see that. They do say a lot of the same things
the
over and
main
over
good
again.
guy and main bad guy have a lot of back and forth that's just telling each other, "You're gonna lose, ha ha ha."
No personality whatsoever.
And the 15th time he says, "Say goodbye to your toy soldiers," I kind of checked out.
I don't like zombies at all. I don't like it. I think it's pretty bad. And I think for me, I'm willing to concede that it is when I want zombies, especially made by Treyarch, I want the usual zombies. I want round based, and I want just a special map made only for zombies that I can run around and try to survive to the longest life without having to take part in the story. I like just unlocking doors and surviving as long as I can, and that's why I play for zombies, and that isn't possible on this version.
Okay, but you like Extinction.
But again, that's non-Treyarch. I'm okay with doing something different when it's not the company who, like, it's just the fact that it was made by Treyarch. Like, I have Treyarch Zombies is such a big thing that when I hear Treyarch Zombies, in my head I'm going, I know exactly what I'm going to get. And then I'm delivered not what I wanted. It's like Exo Zombies, not Treyarch. I was fine with them doing something different. Same for anything else. I like Extinction. That's a lot closer to what we got in this game, where you have to take part in the story. There's no Easter egg. I forget if there's a wonder weapon in that game or not. I don't think there is on Point of Contact. I think there is in the DLC episodes, but not the first one. But yeah, I was expecting a round based Treyarch Zombies, and I did not get that. And that is why I don't like it. All of the other problems I point
to
out.
be fair, Cold War had like all of the zombie maps free. So one game mode of zombies is disappointing. It's not that bad.
Yeah. Cold War, I liked the map better. It's its own map. This one, I forget what map they use, but you're on parts of a map from Treyarch, and then the rest of the parts, when you go to a portal, it is just a multiplayer map that they zombified. There's not like it that for this game. There's this map. You're on a map from Black Ops 1 or something, and then when you're not on that, you're on DOS House or something. I just don't.
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah, I just don't like that. For me, it's the fact that it's clearly the most rushed out of the three modes. Zombies is clearly the last minute. We need a third game mode. Treyarch, can you help us fine, we'll help you, but you get Team F, and whatever you get from them, that's what you put in the game. And that's what they got. They got a non-round based game where Pack-a-Punch works, but most of the guns don't have camos. Most of the guns don't even get special sound effects. You're not on a map. There's not the classic. There's not even guns on the walls. Like,
I'm pretty sure there are.
Not in the first couple areas. They are later, but you need to be lucky and get some ammo, get some full ammo drops. That there's no wonder weapons or anything like that. It's like, and like even in the other modes, it's like, okay, you've got your Easter egg. You have your soul jars and stuff. It's like, okay, I don't want to do that, but I'm doing the Easter egg fine. It's like this map opens up with a soul jar. First thing you do, collect souls, put them in thing. It's like, I don't want to do that. I just want to kill zombies, my man. Can I just survive to round 20? It's like, no. Each portion of the story is a round. And you cannot just you can't just go round by round unlocking all the areas, punching your gun, and seeing how long you can survive. That's not a thing. And that's what I want from zombies.
So the specials are pretty lame. They were in Cold War, but then in Vanguard, they're like not as good.
Yeah, I also agree with that. I think the story is a cool idea of these demons that you have to like repower up. Especially since it's based on a thing that actually happened in real life, which is the Nazis were actually collecting a bunch of old artifacts and trying to use them for things. So tying zombies into that is cool because it's like, I don't know, what if they actually found an actual artifact with a property that let them do something? That's cool.
Say, can we talk about the timeline where it worked?
Yeah, that's basically what this was. It's confirmed that Nazis in World War II just stole and collected a bunch of artifacts. No one knows why, but they did, and they didn't even destroy them. They just had them. Like, I don't know. Okay. So yeah, it's like this game's like, what if they were trying to harness something and they found the zombies one, and that's what this is. The story is cool. I like the premise. The story is easy to follow, but it's like even at the end, it's like Cold War. You get to the end and you can call for an evac. And there's the little animation of you getting in the helicopter and shit. It's like this one, you call an evac, black screen, game over. It's just so clearly rushed. It's like, oh, you finished the game. Here's the black screen loading bar. Battle pass. Buy the battle pass. Game over. I know it for me. It's clearly the most rushed game mode, and on top of that, it's not the zombies that I want from Treyarch. That is my big problem. I'm never into zombies for the Easter egg or the story. I'm in there to see how long I can survive when I'm bored. And I can't even do that.
I see.
And that is my opinion on the zombies. I want to be able to survive to round 20 and unlock all the doors. That's what I play zombies for.
I can see that. That's fair.
Yeah. I forgot to check. Are there classes again?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I just hopped in and grabbed whatever class was available, so I just straight up forgot, to be honest, if there was. Yeah. My big problem is I just want to survive in a map. Give me a couple maps. I'll survive as long as I can on each one. And that's why I play zombies.
I think I like some of the things, and I don't like some of the things. Like Pack-a-Punch, that's why did they make it more expensive? I like the system that you sacrifice a heart. That's actually a pretty cool concept.
That is.
And yeah, you get powers and stuff. Perks being free for the first time. Pretty sick. And then like mystery box not having wonder weapon. Pretty lame.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what makes zombies fun, you know? Just watching them all get destroyed with a wonder weapon.
Come on, even exo zombies had wonder weapons. Come on. Like, you remember the first DLC map? There's that triple barreled revolving shotgun. That thing was awesome. So it's a shotgun railgun, but it was 3 barrels that spun, and the longer you held down, the faster it shot. That thing was awesome.
Yeah, but no wonder weapon for Vanguard.
No wonder weapon. Come on. Yeah. No wonder weapon in the box, and because there's no Easter egg, there's not even a way for you to get it outside the box. If you, for some reason, you're just getting unlucky, there's just... Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and the fact that how the hell do you actually lag in a solo game?
If you look on the box, it says multiplayer required. It's still running on the server.
Stupid.
Yeah. It's still running on a server because I believe your friends can join you anyway.
Yep.
So it has to be on a server.
So dumb.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, same for a lot of people are complaining about, like, private games do the same thing. Private games are held on their servers, not based on whoever created it, so you can lag in private games as well.
That's
yeah. Not great. This game would be better, even with my problems with the zombies. This game would be much better if it just ran okay. It seems like we got it worse with the Xbox One and the PS4, but it sounds like the PS5 still very much has its problems.
Yeah, time stops for me. Like, I'll be shooting, and the bullets will legitimately just be stuck in the air for like a good 5 seconds.
Yeah, I'll be playing in multiplayer. I'll be going. All of a sudden, I can't move. Everyone stops, and then all of a sudden, my controller starts violently vibrating. Because I got shot. So, and it gets stuck in a loop of you're getting hit by a bullet, and then you're not, and then you are, and then you're not. So it's just this violent shaking, and then when it comes back, I'm dead on the ground, and then I have to wait for the kill cam. But the kill cam is playing while I'm already alive in game. So oftentimes you get in a loop of, okay, I'm watching the kill cam, I'm respawning, the game's lagging, I'm already dead, here's another kill cam, shit, and you just get in this loop and you can't escape. And the only answer is leave the game. Just back out and find another match because you're just gonna be stuck in that loop now. You have to be lucky enough that no one finds you. But I'm playing shipment. Everyone finds you. If there's someone not moving, that's a target. That's an easier target, and you're dead. So, yeah. It's, if this game ran better, I would give it. I would like it a lot more. I'm having fun with it, but I wish it just ran better.
Same, yeah.
Especially on older consoles. Like, if you're going to sell it on older consoles, at least make it run. I understand leaving content out. But you gave us all the content, which leads me to believe you thought it should be able to run, so make it run. Right? Like Black Ops 3 is funny because, like, they still didn't give you the campaign. They were trying to force it on any way they can. They still failed. Right? It was a much more obvious, like, shit show, but it was funny because at that point, that was 3 years into the PS4's life cycle. People had the PS4 at that point, so it was just funny. This is the second game, and the fact that it's already having trouble running on the PS4, despite this is still very much the console most people are going to be playing it on, besides PC. Xbox One and PS4 is still probably where the sales were, and it's running like this.
I was going to say, it's not exactly easy to get the next generation of consoles, so...
Yeah, it's pretty unacceptable that this game runs the way it does, especially, like I said, on older consoles. If it was the problems that the PS5 has, I would probably be so much happier. Because that sounds more like just a generic first launch month Call of Duty problems of, like, kill cams and stuff. But getting in a loop because your servers are just so fucking bad of death, that's a problem.
You know, you want to talk about taking damage and constant damage stuff. Is it okay if I shift this over to a slightly different game for a minute?
Not at all.
Okay, well, I see how it is.
No, I'm telling you to do it.
I asked if it was okay, and you said not at all.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misheard what you asked. I heard it the other way around, so my not at all was go ahead.
So, an interesting thing has come to light about Destiny 2.
I should have said no.
So, don't worry, it's quick. Long story short, on the next-gen consoles and PC, it's got unlimited frames, right? So it's like 60 and up. It's fast. Well, it turns out that due to some coding stuff that they did way back before this was even an idea, you're actually having a harder time playing the game at higher frame rates. Because you take damage from some things based on the frame rate for some reason.
Why? In what world is that a good idea?
Here's a good example. There are these big ships that come by and drop off enemies, right? And they've got like turret guns that'll shoot at you. At 30 FPS, you can take 4 of them. But on the next gen stuff, you can only take 2 maximum.
Jeez.
So the game is actually more difficult at higher frame rates.
What the hell? See, like, it's almost funny every time a game comes out. It's like, oh, you can run better when you're looking at the ground because the frame rate is tied to running. It's like, I can see how that mistake's made all the time because it almost seems like a good idea to base it on there until you remember that PCs exist and you can't always control the FPS. But frame rate to damage?
I have no idea.
What? Oh my god, that's terrible. That's just bad. I'm Bungie, shame on you. Man, that's so bad. Well, are there any other thoughts on Call of Duty Vanguard?
It's an okay game. That's my final thought.
It'd be better if it worked.
I agree.
I agree with those. I don't have that problem. Really, I'll put it at like a 6 or 7 out of 10 overall. It's an all right Call of Duty. I had more fun during the beta, weirdly enough, but
I forgot. I have a rant to go on real quick. It'll just take a minute. I've gotten really good at this rant.
Okay.
World War II games don't have to be historically accurate. Just a newsflash for all of you. If this game was accurate and then you still wanted your attachments that we have had in the last couple games, where you can have from like 5 to 10. Do you know how boring this game would be? The fact that I can just like molest these guns into something horrific is funny, and I love this.
Yeah.
It makes this game more fun that I can put a drum mag on a Garand.
Yes.
I enjoy this. And we just went over so many problems with this game, and the fact that a lot of people's main argument is it's not historically accurate pisses me off.
I agree.
That's my rant. Just that. Just that little thing. I hate that argument. You should feel bad.
Understandable.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate it so much. It doesn't have to be historically accurate. It does not.
Play Battlefield for historical accuracy.
Not even.
And then have them fuck it up because they exclusively use prototypes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, historical accuracy has never been a thing for me. As if the game is fun and the ideas are cool and the game runs well.
Watch History Channel during the middle of the day, not at night. Don't
See,
watch it at night.
I think that's why people think Call of Duty should be accurate, because the first 3 games had military TV cutscenes that they licensed.
Great, the first 3 games were that.
Yeah, the first 3 were more, that was the purpose. But then Modern Warfare comes out. Pretty sure that is not completely accurate to Afghanistan, but who knows? I could be wrong. Yeah, it's just like
they added aliens and zombies. I think accuracy was
yeah. I remember when Call of Duty was accurate Nazi zombies. Yeah, it's never been a thing for me. I don't care if you really want yourself to have an accurate World War II game. I'm sure there's one out there, but Call of Duty hasn't been that since 3. I don't even know if 3 is. 1 and 2 definitely are. 3 might not be.
I don't know.
Play the first one.
I'm actually not that versed in the guns of that one, so
I mean, there's though that's back when you couldn't even make your own classes.
Yeah.
That is, here's 5 classes. Each class has one of the guns, and each team gets their own guns. So it was more accurate. The Russians got the Russian guns, the Germans got the German guns, that kind of stuff. And you couldn't edit anything. So if you wanted specifically a grenade, you had to select one of the classes with a grenade, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And the campaigns were also more accurate. They were very much based on real things. But I just, that's not what I have ever looked for, so
right.
The fact that I can put the funniest looking foregrip on a sniper to make it shoot faster is funny, and I love that. And I want, yeah. So that's the last part I wanted to talk about. I forgot to talk about that, is the accuracy thing. I don't care. I like it.
Agreed.
So, Fortis, what do you rate Call of Duty Vanguard?
Probably like a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10, right in the middle. Chaotic, what do you rate it?
I don't know if I am able to rate it. I haven't gotten to do like anything.
That is fair.
So
that is fair.
I feel like giving it a rating isn't accurate.
Okay.
But I will say, so far, what I have played, I have enjoyed it enough.
Okay. I'm thinking of getting a 6 out of 10, mainly because I would give World at War, or I would give World War II a 5 out of 10. I think this game's ideas are a little better. The story is less funny, which is weird, but I think World War II's campaign is just hilarious and bad. And I also thought the multiplayer was more boring. It's just more straightforward, which is why I'm glad it's not as historically accurate as World War II, because like I thought that campaign was boring and the multiplayer was boring because you couldn't do fun things with it. So I will give this a 6 out of 10 because it's at least better than their last World War II game, despite it running bad. When it runs well, I can see it being a lot better. So I'm giving it a 6 out of 10 if it ever gets fixed. If not, it's a 5 out of 10.
We'll also give it a 6 out of 10. Because I like a lot of the ideas, I like a lot of the guns, and the maps are all right, and it looks all right. It feels pretty good to play. I've got a few minor complaints about the multiplayer stuff, but like I said, it feels like an average Call of Duty for me.
Okay. And now we go on to the last portion. Really quickly, this portion will be something, and then eventually maybe it'll turn into something else. The idea is maybe in the future this would be where we hold questions, but as of now, we don't have any. So I'm going to ask a question. And that is, what is your top 3 favorite games? We'll start at the bottom this time. Wulfryk.
Oh boy. Top 3 favorite games. I'm gonna say Halo Reach. It's a tough choice between all the Halos for me. But Reach is the one that I've probably replayed the most, and cannot say that there are any missions that I go, oh no, not this mission. Second place, I might say Portal 2, honestly.
Ooh, that's a good choice. I like
that game is incredibly fun, and yeah, I would never turn down someone if they asked me to play that game. Final game. This is a hard one for me because I've got a lot of games that I would put in like my third slot. I'm gonna say Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced for the Game Boy Advanced. It's a less popular title in the whole franchise itself, but it was the first one that I played as a kid, and it's the reason I fell in love with tactics games.
Okay. Mine is Call of Duty Ghosts, number 1. That is not a joke. I love Call of Duty Ghosts. I like its ideas. I understand all the problems of the game. I don't care. It is one of those things where I would, as objectively bad as it is, my sub. Am I getting those two confused? No, I'm not. As objectively bad as it is, my subjective opinion on it is that it is fun. It is great. I like the ideas. I like the fact that it's different. America failed at the very beginning, and America has to use normal ass used guns. They don't get all the cool stuff. All their stuff is worn down because they've lost. They're no longer the big power. I just like the idea of that game. Second would be Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage. That is a game I've 100%ed that game like 20 times in my life. And I'll do it another 20 easily. I love that game. I've played it on the PS1 all the time. I think that was the first video game I really got into. I remember being little at my grandma's house playing that on my dad's PlayStation. And then it got remastered, and that just, man, I've already beaten that game twice on the remastered. It's so good. And third, just like you, I have a problem choosing. It's between 2 games. One is basic and one is not. God, I think I'm gonna have to give it to the basic one, and that is Minecraft. I think I'm gonna have to put Minecraft in number 3. That is another game that I can just. That is one of those games that once, twice a year, I'm going back to it and putting a good month or 2 of my life into it again, just constantly again. Just it seems like every summer and then around every Christmas, it's Minecraft time again. Here we go. So yeah, I think those are my 3: Call of Duty Ghosts, Spyro 2, and Minecraft. Chaotic, what is your top 3 games?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, I've been thinking about this all day. I'm also really bad at describing why I like things, so I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
But
this is more subjective. You don't have to be objective about it. You don't have to tell me why the frame rate in your game is so good. Tell me why you like it.
I don't know. I just like them. It's I literally don't know. But I think Tales from the Borderlands, it's just funny. I laugh every time. I've played it so many times. I replay it every year, usually around this time. I just am in the mood for it every time. It makes me laugh every time. The soundtrack is also just really good. I listen to it every day. I the art style is amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a simp.
You like
I'm a
the
simp for it.
I think that I'm not a big
Telltale
fan
game.
of the Telltale games, but that's the thing about the Telltale games is they have the similar art style to Borderlands in general.
I was gonna say it works
Yeah.
really well for
Yeah,
Borderlands.
Borderlands also has cell shaded. So when you play
Yeah.
Borderlands, the actual games by 2K, they look the same.
Yeah, I think
So
that's probably why they
I
did
think it was
it.
just a
So,
smart. It's like we don't have to do anything to like make these characters work in this art style. It is the art style already.
yeah, it's the funniest game I've ever played, honestly. And then this was a hard choice. I don't know, The Last of Us and Bloodborne. It's hard for me to pick between those two. But maybe Bloodborne. Oh my gosh, the adrenaline rush this game gives me every time I play it. Like, I sweat literally playing this game. It's so good. I also have never played anything like it before. It's not my typical go-to type of game, so I didn't think I would like it when I first played it. But it's so good.
When I
like
heard you
everybody
liked it, it surprised me because I don't like those types of games.
That's what I'm saying. I don't usually. They just aren't typically my thing. But I really like this one.
Do agree that Bloodborne is good.
Yeah. And then my favorite game of all time is BioShock Infinite. I can't help it.
That is a game I need to actually beat. I don't know how far I got into it. The last one I remember is I was having a boss fight in a cemetery.
Okay. So a good portion of the way in, but
yeah, I don't know if that's even halfway, but I got a little I gave it a shot. That's far enough that I think that's a fair shot to give a game. That's a good couple hours.
Say it's halfway or maybe a little past halfway. But anyways, yeah, I love this game so much. It's the first game that really got me back into playing video games because we used to play a lot on the PlayStation 2.
Yes.
And then
I
didn't have a PlayStation 3.
Yeah, once the PS3 came out, I stayed with games and you fell off for a little while.
It really wasn't until I want to say you got the 4. You gave me the 3 and then I played this. And it's been my favorite game since.
Yeah.
I love it. Every time I enter Colombia, it takes my breath away. I think it's so beautiful. And yeah. I had a hamster named Booker because of Booker DeWitt.
Understandable.
Yep. Favorite video game character.
Fortis.
Yeah.
It is your turn.
I think I'd have to say my favorite game of all time would be Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2 is a fair choice.
In Black Ops 1, but Call of Duty Black Ops 2 has to be my favorite. A great story, great multiplayer, and then zombies was also amazing. And that's what really made me love Call of Duty in general. And then, I guess my second choice would have to be Halo 3. Just as good as Reach, except for Halo 3, to me, had a better multiplayer. And it was just a lot of fun. I have a lot of good memories playing Halo 3. Well, I have a lot of memories playing Halo 3 and Reach, but like, 3 was an amazing game. And then, I think for my last choice, I'd have to pick For Honor. It's like one of the only good fighting games that I like. And I've spent money on it because it's different. I like the 3D maneuvering and everything. The controls are just really cool.
All right.
I'm like the only person in this group that does not like For Honor. And I feel it's one of those things where I'm over here alone and everyone else is having fun in the game. I'm like, why couldn't I just like that? I could be having fun with everyone else.
You gotta find what works for you.
Yeah,
and sometimes you don't find that in a game.
Yeah, just all the time I get on and For Honor's being played. I'm like, oh, I can't play that because I don't like it. I mean, I could play it, and I have played it a few times, but it's like I'll just hit things with a sword and die.
Play Berserker, you'll be fine. Nobody does bad as Berserker.
I will surprise you.
Oh god.
I've got the power. I've got
I'm a
the touch.
shaman main.
I main Kyoshin.
And as for the Halo thing, Halo 3 would definitely be a good contender for that spot for me. Because I see what you're saying about the multiplayer stuff. When I originally played Halo 3, though, I didn't have Xbox Live or friends to play it with. It was just me and my little brother. And we ended up having more fun in Halo Reach. Because custom characters were...
Yeah, Halo Reach is really good.
Yeah, I have only played. I've only beaten 1 in Reach. I need to beat 2. I've never touched 3.
Halfway through it.
I still need to do it. Other than that, the only thing I have to add is, when it comes to Black Ops 2, I pre-ordered it when I was younger, or my parents helped me pre-order it because I was too young to pre-order at that point. And every single time I play it, I always get the bad end. Every time.
And that's a you problem.
I'm always just the worst person, I guess. No matter what, it gets to the point where my fate is sealed if I kill the bad guy at the end or not. Somehow he ends up dying anyway. He posts the YouTube video on YouTube. Woods gets murdered in his room at night. And it's just the worst every single time. Yeah. That's the only thing I have to add is I like the game. I used to not. It's warmed up to me more as more worse Call of Duties have come out. But yeah, when it comes to the campaign, the only thing I remember is Avenged Sevenfold, the bad ending.
Oh yeah.
And you have to shoot your teammate in the head at one point, which seems kind of edgy to me. It was like, oh, shoot me in the head to prove you're innocent. So you do, and then that really leads
Don't you
nowhere.
just have ghosts?
What?
I swear to God, I remember you have to fight your friend in ghosts.
Well, in that game, it's not fighting a friend. You have to kill them to prove yourself because you're currently trying to prove yourself to the bad guy as a teammate. So when he captures one of your friends, you have to shoot your friend to prove that you're on the bad guy's side. So that's what happens in Black Ops 2. In Ghosts, the story of Ghosts is Elias dropped one of his teammates to save the rest of his teammates. And the teammate he dropped ended up surviving, and he's mad that how dare you choose 5 lives over mine.
Rourke doesn't think in big picture.
Yeah, he is like, how dare you drop me? That's the story.
Even though there was a whole ass metal beam that he was trapped inside.
They were trapped inside of a bus on a flooding river because a dam was busted. And it's like, if I stay here and try to save you, this we're going to all drown in here. We have to go. I'm sorry. He ends up surviving. The Federation gets him and is able to, at that point, he's like, I can't believe he dropped me. Then he's captured by the Federation, and the Federation is able to meld his mind to fully make him think, no, they dropped me because they hated me, basically. They brainwash him into thinking that's actually what happened.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's everything on my my sticky note on my screen. Are there any other topics to go through real quick?
I don't personally have any.
Okay, then we're gonna end it here. How should I fuck with you? We're gonna start in the middle. Kay, are you there?
Yes.
Do you have anything you want to promote yourself on?
No.
Okay.
Don't follow me.
Okay. Fortis, how are you?
No, I don't have anything either.
Okay, we'll go down. Wulfryk.
Hey, I've got a Twitter where I occasionally sometimes post art. Look me up at Wulfryk D, because I couldn't pass up on that fucking at.
I'll put that in the description as well. It'll be down there. As for me, pretty much I'm on everything but TikTok, TheGamingDusty. And yes, what?
You lie.
I mean, I fine. You can follow me there. I do have one, but I haven't posted. I deleted the app, so like I have an account. You could follow me. I'm not gonna ever do anything. It's empty. I don't even think I've liked a video on it. It's just I got it to get my name just in case I would, and I got bored of it and I left. So yeah, the Gaming Dusty, and yeah, I'll put Wulfryk's stuff in the description. So yeah, that is the first episode of Collecting Dust. Thank you all for watching, and yeah.